have a little brother named William. William is 11 years old now, and for all of us that have been 11, all of us, he's pretty weird. William has a number of activities he likes to do as a 6th grader. Temper tantrums, you know, like when he was 2 and cute, except now he's almost 5 feet tall and knows about sarcasm. He loves complaining about various things like dinner, homework, the couch, whatever strikes his fancy. William's favorite things include the color blue, hockey, Xbox, and picking on his sister. I did similar things when I was around his age as well. I mean, I had my huge tub of Barbies, and let's not forget the extensive collection of Avril Lavigne paraphernalia. Oh man. There were the girls that I was friends with that couldn't stop talking about Hilary Duff or like the lipstick they just bought at Dollarama. And I was in my room listening to Skater Boy and Nickelback, trying to figure out what angst was. It all sounds like a pretty average childhood, but what nobody really talks about is the emotional encumbrance that can happen when you're growing up. And another thing that took up a part of my life at that time was that a couple times a month, I really, really wanted to die. As is usual with kids my age, I was very easily upset and often distraught. And no one took it that seriously because of my age, and it was easy for me to hide it. I wasn't grown up, and therefore it wasn't possible that I had grown-up problems. Instead, everything was interpreted as a phase. This being said, what seemed like small things like arguing with my mom or my room being untidy would accumulate throughout the week to the point where I would sit at my desk and practice writing notes. What I would say if I finally did something. Fortunately, I never could. Some days, though, it just took over me to the point where I wasn't even blaming anybody anymore. It was a very real, very serious problem, and it was missed because of this misconception that kids don't know a thing about adult problems. So I'm worried about William, because I had such intense, considerably unhealthy feelings at the same age, and I don't know if he's feeling anything similar to what I did now. Something else I'm quite torn about in this point in our relationship is that William loves art. Being an artist, you expect me to jump around and go, yeah, go art, right? Me too. But truthfully, art is terrifying. Art is so much more than creating something visual. It's literally taking yourself apart and putting it on display for complete strangers, or worse, people you live with. Art, and I think this is true for a lot of the people in the room, is a very intense thing, and it generates different emotions for everybody. Mine at the time happened to be pain, and I guess maybe it's because it was the most accessible. And I know you're wondering, why the hell are you doing art if it's so bad for you? And the reason is because it's honest and it's real. It's a complete viscerality that's almost impossible to find anywhere else. And whenever I produce real, true, honest art, it's beautiful and it scares me. Art is too real for me. It's truer than high school or friendships or family. The honesty is what I value the most. And this is why I'm torn about William doing art. I don't want someone I love so much to have pain in his life. A funny thing happened when I was his age after all the initial bad stuff, and that's when I really started getting into doing art. It seems like I sort of traded in one thing for another, and although there's still pain sometimes, it's different, it's tolerable and cathartic. I didn't understand what drew me to art so strongly then, but I think I'm finally starting to figure it out now. Art is awful and wonderful and liberating all at once, and either way, I'm addicted to it. I managed to translate something awful into a place where most people expect beauty, and that can be confusing sometimes because art is beautiful in a different way. So as far as William goes, I guess the reason I don't want him to do art is because I want him to have a happier life. Not necessarily happier or better, but easier, because it feels like we have the hardest job in the world sometimes. But it's always rewarding, even though some of the greatest joy can come from the intolerable stress. It's a really intense relationship, but it's why I'm here. Now, I'm not going to say that art saved my life, because I don't know if it did. But it helped, and it has brought me here, and this is what continues to save me. And when it comes down to it, this is the most sacred thing in my life, and the only thing in the world for me. Thank you.